evening to you all. Hello and welcome to your Wednesday evening 7:30 class. Oh my gosh, are we quite pleased that we're not down at the White Hill tonight, clambering out? I mean, just walking from the house to here. Oh, it's horrible out. So appreciate the things that we've got right now. Not what we can't do, but what you can do. So not going out tonight is definitely a thumbs up, I think, as much as we'd love to see each other. But I feel like I'm seeing you all, I really do. I'd say about 40 minutes ago, I was thinking, oh gosh, I kind of wasn't in the mood. And I always know I'm in the mood when I get going, but I really picked up pace towards the last sort of 20 minutes ago. And yeah, it's lovely to be here because I know I've got lovely names about to crop up on my screen. So let's just have a quick look and say hi. So hello to Sarah and Clive, my neighbours. Sarah is Clive's wife. Yes, she's here. Hi Clive, hi Sarah. As you can see, I've got my brand new bar out. So just grab a chair. Did you like my little joke on the screen? Not a bar. You can go to the bar after, but just grab something that you can pop your hand on. Kitchen work surface, anything. Banister upstairs, wardrobes, doesn't matter. Just grab hold of something. And I did a Pilates, I did a cardio bar and Pilates class earlier in the week, or no, it was last week. And I want to show you some of the moves because they're fantastic. And if you don't like them, you can just straighten your feet up and pretend it's Pilates. It's really only about changing your foot positions, I've got to be honest. But really effective and makes you work your body in a different way. Right, Sarah, Clive, it looks like it's just us for now, but I'm sure some others will be popping on. Oh, hello, Jane, you must be. I've just realised I've gone live in my other group. Oopsie, never mind, they get a bonus session. See, I thought when I came down here that I was too organised. Yeah, I've gone live in my £10 group, but I'm not going to change it. And that's obviously where you are, Jane. Yeah, you're good in that one. Hello, the other Jean as well. I shall leave it just like that. And they'll see me there and think, oh, bonus evening class. Laura, good evening. Great. So let me pop my screen there. I can see it beautifully. Yeah, still leave my glasses on. Lovely, right. Let's start with your 1 hour fitness Pilates using a bar or something that resembles it. We're not using it for the whole session, don't worry, but I don't know, about 5 exercises, 3 of which are standing up here and some down on the mat using the bar technique. So it's nice to mix it up, get the body to do something different and to do it again if you've already done it this week. Excellent, right, let's find our feet in neutral position. So ignore your bar for a while, we'll just get warmed up, mobilised, and see how your bodies are feeling. Feet in neutral position, lengthen up. So imagine you're being pulled up by a piece of string and roll your shoulders back and down. Lovely. Now tilt your pelvis forward and back. Forward and back, tilting a good few times, loosening up your hip flexors. So just to remind people, these live sessions I'm doing in Facebook are also on YouTube live. So if you find that you can find that more easily on your bigger screens or whatever, just to let you know, and just say hello to Anna Seb if you're watching. They were going to join in from the house. Good. And not forward, not back. Tuck your buttocks under to find the middle of the 2 extremes. And then take a breath, expanding your ribs laterally. And as you exhale, brace your core in towards your spine. Draw everything in, keep going, down, and pinch your pelvic floor. Lovely. And start with your gentle sway. Spreading your toes, challenging the sway a little. Great, and clearing your minds. I know some of you have had busy days at your desk, so thank you for being here, tearing yourself away. I hope it's incentivized you. Some of the poor people on the Zoom last night were going back to their desks after. Oh, hideous. Very tough time for people, so well done for And then round in a circle. Brace your core, pinch your pelvic floor, and round you go. And the other way, really using your core. And good evening, Justin, joining us. Hello. Great. Wonderful. We are going to start with a figure of 8, swinging your hips, loosening up in the usual way, and asking your bodies how they're feeling tonight. Kaylee, good evening. Well done, you've made it. That's it. Swing the hips, bend your knees. This is the point that you can find out, like I say, how you're feeling tonight, and if you should be taking things a little bit more gently. Great, so if you popped on late, just grab something that resembles a bar. Shoulder rolls, just 4 of each move. Up to your ear and back. 3 and 4 and forward. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Brace your core. Take both arms up and let them drop. 2, 3 and 4. VW. Bring the elbows back behind you. 3 and 4. And then the pec deck. 1. Elbows up at shoulder height. 3, 4. Neck stretches. And let's just mobilize wrists as well. Give them a twist. Twist your head side to side. And then ear to shoulder. And the other side. And then reach down to the side. Brace to come up. Lovely. Reach down. And brace your core. Pinch your pelvic floor to come back up. Excellent. Hips. Nice little sequence coming up. So 4 of these moves. 2, 3 and 4. 4 squats. 1. Lengthen up. 2, 3 and 4. Hand to knee. 1. Knee to hand. 2. Shoulders are down. 3 and 4. Let's repeat that. Circle. 1, 2, 3, 4 squats. Sticking buttocks out behind us. In a minute we'll be doing pliés, which are very different to squats. But for now, lean forward. 4 and hands, knee to hands. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Let's lean forward, kick back. Not having to go too far. We're still warming up. Brace your core, lean forward. Notice how your back's feeling. Exhale as you take the arm and leg out to the side. And again, forward and back. Brace your core and exhale as you lean forward. 2, 3, 4, out to the side. 1, abduction. 2, feeling elegant already. Gentlemen as well. 4, reach up to the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, and wide squats. 1. How are your thighs feeling? Mine are a bit tired. 4, oh brilliant. And again, 1, 2, they always loosen up. The first few squats in these sessions really feel like, and then you get into it and forget. 2, 3, and 4. Lovely. Let's start warming our calves up. So nice and wide. Swing through the middle actually. Now weaker backs, Keep your chest up. Strong backs, you can fold forward and up onto toes. Brace your core up. Fold forward if your back allows. Keep the chest up and just squat if not. Couple more. 1, 2. Excellent. Feeling warm. Push up to the ceiling. Brace your core. So if you're here with me tomorrow morning, killer abs. It's called advanced abs, but I went through it again earlier. It's a re-record of one of my damaged videos, shall we say. And yeah, it's a killer one. So that's half an hour, 7 o'clock in the morning. Join me. I've been loving doing this. I tell you what, when we do get back to normal, which will be amazing, some of the little routines that we're picking up, some of our little habits are quite nice, aren't they? And I think several of my regular people, I know Jane, you're enjoying it, and some other people are enjoying these 7 o'clocks that I'm doing. It's just a good time. It works really well before work for most and all the rest of it. So yeah, to see how we can keep that going a bit. Right, lovely. Lengthen up Moira, she's always there as well. Excellent. Stand nice and tall. Grab your ankle. Feel the stretch in your thigh. Bend the leg and pull a little bit deeper. Weaker back, stay right here. Anti-postnatal, stay here. And if you fancy it, take it into your dancer pose. Not overstretching if you think your back might not like it. Are you balanced tonight? That side was. Is the other side. Great. Staying either there or leaning into the dancer pose. Quite balanced. Lovely. Right, let's get started. So with the bar, a couple of things, a few things very quickly. This arm here, and I'll remind you, shoulder is very easily up here, so I'll remind you of that. But generally, we're going to be having our toes turned out in either first or second position. That causes a bit of opening of the hips. So when we start moving around and doing things, it's much harder than if your feet are in parallel. So weaker backs for sure, I'd keep them in parallel or turn them a tiny bit. And if it doesn't feel right, back again, because it'll be tomorrow and the next day that you feel it. I think I overdid it last week and I was a bit achy. It's gone away, as always, but yeah, I went for it a little bit. So just listen and don't overdo these moves. Best to stay in parallel, so I will remind you. And then the other thing is the plie. So in a minute we're going to be going, so let's get started and I'll explain. So we're going to go into a nice wide second position with toes turned out. Now, normally we do squats like this, so you can do that, some of you. Arm up here. As we plie, the arm opens. Now just have a look in my mirror view. I am not leaning forward, so this is what we normally would do, a squat, and some of you should do that, weaker backs. But I'm sliding my back down an imaginary wall, which means I can't go down as deep. And you've got a lovely, elegant arm. Your head is held tall, your chin is lifted. And if your back feels great, just imagine that you're sliding down a wall. Lovely. Otherwise, carry on, everybody. You can carry on with usual squats. Yep. So this is our usual work, but in just different positions. Lovely. Keep the arm out. Stay down in your plie and lift one foot into a releve. Now this is where I start clinging on a bit to the bar. So just lightly rest your fingers and lower that shoulder. Lift the chin, head back. So this is like you're going into a 6-inch heel, ladies or men. You pop it on one of your wide 6-inch heels. You're going right onto your ball of your foot. and having control whilst you do it. Then think of your arm. Mine's not good then. Elbows should be up, fingers in line with hand, not a floppy hand down here. Lots to think about. From here, arm up and scoop it down. This is a lovely move. I like this. So we're going now into kitten heels, which we're talking about 2 3-inch heels. Don't try and put those 6-inch heels on. Just a gentle lift into the releve. Exhale up. Stretch your arm up. 2 more. Then, with barre, they love a pulse. So go down onto the releve and pulse for 16. Chin up, arm back. 2, 3, 4. This is why my thighs were burning earlier. 8, 9, 10. Keep smiling while you're doing it. Shoulder down. 14, 15, 16. Fabulous. And then, of course, you've got to do it on the other side. Good. So resting your hand on. So hopefully those of you that are adjusting it back to a usual Pilates move, you're quite happy here. So let's turn the toes out. Lengthen up. Arm in front of you. And as we go down, arm opens. 2, keep going. 4. 5. Are you sliding your back down a wall? And open the arm fully out. 11. And 12. Keep the arm out, go down onto your 6-inch heels. Look at your hand and elbow, and this other shoulder is down. Chin up. Standing tall if you can. 11, 12, and then lovely sweep up and down. This is when I really feel like I'm doing ballet. Down, up. Exhale up, pinching your pelvic floor, all the usual teaching points. Taking the arm back. 2 more. 11 and 12. Hold the arm up. Down we go into the lower heel. Reposition. And plie. 1, 2. Shoulder down. 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, 16. Lovely. Okay, let's get down onto the mat. But well, first of all, we'll enjoy lots of roll downs and usual things we do before we go down. Take a breath. Weaker backs, get straight down into the child's pose. For the rest of us, let's enjoy the roll down. Bending your knees if you need to. And the pendulum swinging arms. Let your head drop and rotate side to side. Brilliant. And then everybody into the dog stretch. With slightly bent elbows to take pressure away from joints. And bend one knee, then the other. Fabulous. Onto your knees and everybody into a wide knee child's pose. So I say wide, just open the knees quite a lot. And wiggle side to side. Lovely. From here, I'm going to do a pretty flick. Now, I have done this a long time ago with you, and I didn't do this earlier in the week or last week, but boy, can you feel it in the core. Oh, it's a good one. Let me just show you from the front first. So we're on all fours, and if you needed to, because of wrists, you could go onto forearms. We're on all fours, lift one leg, the knee goes in, the knee comes out and flick. In, out, flick. In, out, flick. Let me show you from this position. Knee goes in, out, flick. In, out, flick. Let me stand up and show you, because the people on Zoom last night got confused with this. Ready? In, out, flick. So from all fours, the knee goes in, then out, flick. In, out, flick. Okay, now you've probably got the hang of it by now, so lift the opposite arm and do it, and feel the immense work in your core. The weaker backs, probably keep both hands down here, and if this is too much for anybody's hip, just maybe do some lifts instead. But if you can, try and lift your opposite hand and do 10 more of those flicks. Brace your core. I can really feel this through the middle. Lovely feeling. It's good to know you're working your core hard. Ultimately, that's why we do this. Oh! And then the other side. So if you've got that, let me show you again from standing. So you're on all fours. In, out, flick. In, out, flick. It's quite a good standing exercise, actually. I have to add that in. In, out, flick. Then lift the opposite hand and do it. Out, flick. Lift the opposite hand. It doesn't have to be lifted far. And the idea is that you're not moving about. The only thing that moves is that leg. In, out, flick. Flick. In, out, flick. Do a few more. Lovely. Well done. And from there, let's do a pigeon. Wonderful pigeon. I think you all know pigeon. Just making sure that the front knee is slightly open, and if anybody doesn't like it in their knee, don't do it. Just do child's pose again. Then relax your pelvis as you wiggle side to side very gently. And push up. And again, just wiggle side to side very gently. Push back and then into the other leg. And lean side to side. Really relax all of the tension out of the pelvis. Don't hold tension there. Just let it drop. And push up. And push back. This time we're going to come back up again. Come back up. Not much lying down tonight, I'm afraid. Grab your bar. Front foot is in first position. Okay, well, actually the foot can be in the middle. Remember I said you can straighten that foot up if you don't like it. Other arm is up here. And we are going to do a side crunch. Now, as you crunch, bend the supporting leg and then kick out to the side. You have to let me know how all this is looking, Sarah. Now, what I did notice, and I said it before, is that the ballet dancer I was being taught by, her leg, when she went out to the side, was probably up here somewhere. But it really doesn't matter. So if this isn't working well, straighten up your leg and do some standing side crunch. And that takes all the pressure away from the hips and your lower back. So if it's too much, don't have the foot turned out. That's it. Again, I'm clinging onto my bar quite a lot here, so I'm trying to just tap my hand on and lower this shoulder. Keep your chin lifted and still imagine you're sliding down a wall rather than leaning forward. That is the idea. The leg is supposed to be going out to the side. And then let's hold it out, some of us, and pulse for 16, 2, 3, 4, while smiling. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Fantastic. Good. And the other side. So front foot either straight or slightly turned off. Arm up. And as we do our side crunch, bend the other leg. If you can, the leg goes out to the side. Tough. Hold the leg out and lift. Chin up. Hello, Amber. 11, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Hello, Amber and Seb. They're down there doing this as well. Well done, kids. Right, wonderful. That's tough. Back down on the mat. We've only got one more to come up for. Ooh, lovely. Now the dog stretch. And on your back. They think I'm like Joe Wicks because I'm on YouTube now. If they notice how many hits he's got versus how many I've got, then they'll realise, oh dear, funny. Right, okay, let's do our usual ab prep. In neutral, arms up to the ceiling. Funny. Inhale down, and then brace your core to come back up. Some of you making sure you're only going halfway down so you're not twisting. Inhale down and brace your core to come up. If you'd rather have your arms down and out to the side, then that's lovely. Enjoy this because it's the ab prep and it shouldn't be strenuous. Good. Inhale down. Brace your core, pinch your pelvic floor and exhale up. Squeezing the ball. If you've got that ball there between the knees, it's not there for decoration, so give it a squeeze. Lovely. Arms by side, ready for shoulder bridge. Now let's just tilt. You can go all the way up if you like, but I'm loving to break this down. Tilt your lower back into the mat. And return. Squeezing the ball, exhaling as you tilt. Now if you start lifting, and we'll go halfway up the spine, if you start lifting and you feel it in your back, just revert back to the tilts. Just keep doing that until we get back up again. Close your eyes and enjoy it. Lovely. And then all the way up to the flat shoulder blades. Relax your arms so the shoulder blades sit nice and flat on the mat. Exhaling up, keeping core braced in, and exhale down. Lovely. Okay, so if your spine is rolling nicely and it feels great when you lift, then you can try this next exercise in the first position. If it's not feeling great, keep your feet in parallel, straight ahead in neutral. Okay, so let's see what happens. Feet in first for those that can. And you're going to lift up and then probably wiggle the feet back a little bit and go into releve on your toes. Just that kitten heel. Don't try and get up there, just that 2-3 inch heel. And then from there, make sure your heels are touching. So that's why you might need to wiggle back a bit. From here, we're going to go up and down. Not vertebrae by vertebrae, just up and down. Now, I'd recommend keeping your hands down if you're not used to this. But if you're strong enough and you're used to this with the feet turned out, you can put arms up. This sort of thing is where I might have overdone it, just adding my usual strength to it, but because this is new to me as well, I felt it just a little bit too much. That's it. Great, up and down. Then stay up and open and close knees. Now, if this is too much, widen your feet and do it. Takes the edge right off. Yeah, I'm feeling good tonight, so I'm going to keep the feet together and go for 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The alternative would be everything down and squeeze the ball lots. 8, 9, 10, 11. Keep the heels together if you're in this position. 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Then up and down for another 10. Widening the feet and straightening them up if you need to. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Straighten up everybody and slowly roll down. I shouldn't have to tell anyone that anymore. You should all know after we've done an exercise in that position to always roll down slowly, not just plonk down. Who's guilty of that? That's it. Exhale as you pull your knees into the chest. And draw a circle. Draw your circle round. And the other direction. The wind out there sounds like waves, big waves crashing. Crazy. Lovely. Right, let's get back up for our final bar move. This is a combo of a side crunch and a curtsy. So to get in the bar position, you've got the front foot, and it is front foot now, front foot into the first and the back foot also in first. I'm not sure what this is called because third is there. So what's it called when it's back here? But anyway, that's that position. And if you can, you're going to crunch up here and then curtsy, but sliding the back down the wall curtsy, not this one, unless your back's weak and you need to do that. So we've got options. Okay, 12 of these. 1, when I curtsy here, I have actually got my back heel up. 4, 5, arm up and back. 6, 7, 8, 9, fourth position, 10. That makes sense, Sarah. Thank you. Fourth open. Excellent. 12. Right. So back into fourth open. And let's pulse for 16. 1, 2. Everything lifted. 4. Fourth open. 6, 7, 8. Shoulder down. 9, 10, 12, 15, 16. Brilliant. Other side. I did do ballet as a child, and then I had hammer toes when I was 11. And I had to stop just before I went on to points, which was a shame. Right, lovely. Other side. Into your fourth open, or straighten up to do this with a crunch or a curtsy, whichever works for your body. Right, ready? Arm up. lift and curtsy. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 2 more, 11, 12, and your pulses, lift, 2, 3, 9, shoulder down, 13, 15, 16, brilliant. Well done. In fact, you can put your bar, whatever it is, away now. Right, rolling back down onto the mat. Great. Into your dog stretch. And lean forward. Great, now on your backs. And let's get back to what we know by doing the cycling. So put the ball under your buttocks and start with cycling. Big circles. Lovely large circles. There, 16. And the other direction, big circles. Let's take the arms up if you're feeling balanced. Great. From there, scissors. And this is where some people can put one leg down and just go with one leg. Those people can probably take both arms overhead and come off the ball if it doesn't feel right. Doesn't actually feel too bad on the ball. It's quite comfortable. But if you've got two legs moving, you are taking the opposite arm overhead if your balance allows. That's it. Keep going. Keep going. Lovely. Great. Keep going. Lovely, elegant move. Because we managed to do some of those lovely bar moves, it just puts you in a lovely, tall, elegant mood, I think. Great. Inhale to open the wide legs and exhale to close them. Great. From here, frog leg stretch. I find that most people can do this with the arms up, both legs together. Bend, frog, wide and close. Bend, frog, wide and close. Lovely. Bend, frog, go wide and close. Bend, frog, keep going. Lovely. Bend, frog, wide and close. Frog, wide. And now the other direction to go. Hang on. Oh my gosh, I've gone wrong. So go wide, frog, in and up. Wide, frog, in and up. Excellent. Frog, knees in, up. Really wide. Couple more. Enjoy the stretch here. Wide frog, in and up. Two options coming up. We can, next, you can, and anti-postnatal, stay on the ball like this, flex the feet, bounce for 4, 3, 4, and point to close. 1, 2, 3, 4, and point to close. Others can get off the ball and do this. So flex 1, 2, 3, 4, and point to close. Basically, you're in a crunch. 3, 4, point to close. 1, 2, point to close. Let's do 10 more. 3, 4, point to close. 1, 2, 3. Crunch up more. 4. If your neck and shoulders don't like it, stay down. You can even put your head on the ball. Yeah. 7, 8, 9, 10. Lovely. Back on the ball again. And everybody cuddle the knees. Hug them into the chest. And then we're going to do single leg stretch. If you're moving the arms, the opposite arm goes overhead. Exhale with each leg moving forward. Great, and remember, weaker backs, just one leg moving. Off the ball if necessary. You can move 2 arms, just one leg. Yeah, 10 more. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lovely. Now, weaker backs, no, not weaker backs, weaker necks and anti-postnatal, stay on the ball and carry on with a little bit of what we just did. Everybody else, we're going to do single leg stretch like this, the classic version, where the hand goes to the inner foot and the other hand goes to the outer knee. Chin down, crunch up, no rocking about like this. Keep nice and still. Then we're going to grab a calf and do scissors, pulling ourselves towards the knee without yanking up, and then 20 crisscross. Now, if at any point your neck's not happy, just put it down and do it without. Okay, you ready? Crunch up, tummy sucked in, pinch your pelvic floor. Let's go. 12, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, and straight legs. Pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Pull. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then 20 crisscross. 1, 2, or just the legs. 4, or just one leg like this. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 17, 19, and 20. Relax down, and in fact, pop your head on the ball. If you haven't got a ball, just put your head on the floor and twist. Twist it side to side, it's still effective. Excellent. Great. Giving you a little rest because we're going to repeat that one. Yeah, let's repeat it. So if your neck's had enough, sorry, I keep going on about the neck, don't I? But I know that because we're not holding our head, this is quite a strain on the neck. So just listen to your body. Right, ready? Tummy sucked in. Pinch your pelvic floor. Let's go. 1, 2, no rocking. 3, 4, 5, 6. Chin down. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Straight legs. Grab the calf if you can. 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10. 2 more. 11, 12. And crisscross. 1, 2, 6, 7, 30, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 20. Woohoo. If you think you felt that, join me tomorrow morning, 30 minutes of that type of thing. Make sure you've got a good neck for that session. We're going to need it. Right, lovely. Now, what did I do? I wanted to do this. I wanted to be kind. Put one foot on the ball. You're going to do knee drop. It's so effective, and I think after doing those bar exercises, it would be perfect. 1 foot on the ball. If you haven't got a ball, just foot on the floor. Both hands, one on each hip bone. Do not push down, just lay them on. In neutral, so both hip bones are balanced, not with one lifted. Brace your core, pinch your pelvic floor, and as you exhale, as slowly as you can, let the knee drop out to the side. Let it drop. And then brace your core and close it just as slowly. You should feel, or you are working the muscles between your hip bones, the very important transverse abdominals, TVA, you might have heard them abbreviated to. Often we hear those things and we don't actually know what they're called, but that's the transverse abdominals, the belt of muscles that goes round your lower tummy and your lower back. Very important for holding organs in place. Brace your core, pinch your pelvic floor, and down we go. Now, if you're happy that that hip is not lifting, take your arms up to the ceiling. And that becomes much more challenging. So you've got to physically, from within, try and push the opposite hip down as the knee drops. And then close. What I should mention is don't try and get that knee all the way down to the floor. I see it in the class, it goes really well, and then we get to here and people's hips lift because they're just trying to get down further. There's no need for that. Just get down. We're just working the muscles between the hip bones by playing tug of war with the knee and this hip. That knee is trying to pull this hip up, but you're not going to let it. Let's do 2 more that side. Brace in. Pinch your pelvic floor. Excellent. 1 more. And close. Lovely. Other side. Starting off with the hands on your hips. Check you're in neutral with this. Your hips in line with each other, not with one lifted. Brace your core and let the knee drop. And brace to close. Breathe in, inhale down. Lovely. So I'm feeling balanced. I can see I'm not lifting. So I'm going to take the arms up, adding so much more to it. Push down from within. Just glance up now and again to check. And close. Inhale down. Very relaxing exercise towards the end of the session. Brace in. And close. 2 more. Inhale down. Exhale up. Sorry, not inhale down. Exhale down. Exhaling in each direction. And then exhale again. Wonderful. Now both feet on the ball. And let the knees drop open. This time let the weight of the world sit on the knees. Let them open as far as they will. And then brace your core to close without letting your lower back tip towards the mat. So this is what could happen. Just watch my pelvis. But because you're so strong, you're not going to let that happen. And for some people, it won't even try to do that. Brace your core, pinch your pelvic floor and close. Now let's put the arms overhead. Oh, hang on. Arms overhead as your knees drop. Adding yet another dimension to the situation, whereby this could encourage your back to arch and your chest to lift and your ribs to flare. So don't let that happen either. Brace your core, pinch your pelvic floor, let it all stay still. Torso must not move. You all know. And now I have to remind you. I'm saying that, I've gone live in the other group, haven't I, where not everybody knows. Yeah. So to remind any newbies then, might be watching, don't let your back do this. Watch my back. It's arching. That's what it naturally wants to do. But we're using the core to not let that happen. And then from there, we are going to stretch the legs out in front, keeping arms by side, if again, you can't prevent that back from arching. Let the ball roll up your legs. Exhaling as you stretch out. Enjoy the stretch. Good. And now, oh goodness, yes, finishing the session with a lovely open door. Taking your foams, pillow, whatever you've got, or the ball, whatever it takes to make sure that your head is relaxed on the mat. Don't want your head lifted. Knee on knee, hip on hip, hand on hand. Spread your fingers and exhale as you open the door, just making sure you've got room around you. Anti-postnatal only stretching just halfway to here, till you feel the stretch in your arm, and then come back. Spread the fingers. Lovely. Now open and go round overhead. Spread the fingers open and round overhead. And then round the other way, overhead first, and close the door. Really stretching all around the shoulder joint. And then of course the other side. Set up nicely, relax your head, and spread your fingers to open. And close. Exhale, open. Good. Open. And then round overhead. Spread and open. And round. And then round overhead first. And close. Round. Well done, everybody. We are ready for relaxation. And I'm going to even turn my light off, the main light. Try and turn your lights off. Definitely put your phones on silent. And enjoy the 5 minutes. Excellent. Relaxing your arms by your side. Placing your legs in a comfortable position, whether they're bent or straight. And just concentrate on breathing. Taking deep breaths. Filling your body with air and feeling it rise. And then feel your body fall as you exhale nice and slowly. And continuing to do this, increasing the length of time you're inhaling for, then holding the breath for 3 seconds before exhaling. Taking 5 more deep breaths to finish the session. Wonderful. Lovely. Just reawakening your fingers and toes. And then turning round for your final dog stretch, or just standing up, however you feel safe doing so. And then roll up. Oh, lovely. Always enjoyable, always. However you think you might feel before the session, it always comes out good, doesn't it? Lovely. Big stretch up, weaker backs, keep chest up. Others bending down. There you go. Brilliant. I will look forward to catching you all in the morning. I know some of you will be, so I'll see you in the morning, bright and early. Take care. Bye. Enjoy the rest of the evening.